Hey everyone, Rundy here, and before this video gets started, I'd just like to say that when this video is up, hopefully tomorrow, Crisis Part 2 should come out. All of the filming is done, we just have a few more voice lines to record, and it should be out for you, so I hope you enjoy that. Okay, let's get on to the review. Today, we're going to be doing a review of set 75280, 501st Legion Clone Troopers, better known as, from you and me, the 501st Battle Pack. Yes! This set came out in 2020, retailed for $30, and has 285 pieces. Okay, let's look at the box art. Top right-hand corner, we have the 332nd Trooper with this nice Lego background, which looks amazing. We got to agree. They've been doing it since 2019, and it looks great. In the bottom, we have all of the figures of the set, and this nice background planetary of all of the two builds and the clone troopers fighting a couple of battle droids, and I think that looks great. I think LEGO did a good job. On the side box art, of course, of just that ATRT cropped out. And on the back, we have some play features showing off the stud shears that can shoot on the speeder bike, and that the legs on the ATRT can move. And then it has this nice, another battle scene of all of the figures and builds. In this top left-hand corner, it says played in the Skywalker Saga, which I can't wait for. That game is going to be great, even though it's been delayed a lot because of due to COVID and things like that. I think it's going to be great. Okay, let's move on to the directions. And here they are, the directions. These directions, of course, show the box art in the front and the 332nd Trooper at the top with a nice Lego background. In the bottom, there's a QR code so you can scan and do them online. But I actually like doing them on paper. I think it just gives me that nostalgia factor. Of course, the standard directions in that nice sand bluish color. And this set, I believe, has 76 instructions. Let's see if I'm right. Yes, 76. On the side, it shows stuff for the Skywalker Saga, even though we know it's not going to come out in 2020, frankly, because it's 2021. This game should be coming out, hopefully, early 2022. Over here, it shows all of the figures coming in all the sets. In the top left-hand corner is the 501st Battle Pack. The next page just shows off some sets that came out in 2020 and 2019. And those are the directions. Let's get on to the minifigs. Okay, and here are the figures. Just so you all know, this is actually the fourth time I'm filming this, and we've gone through so many issues trying to film this, so I hope you guys really do enjoy this video. Let's get that out of the way. Let's look at these figures. This set comes with 6 minifigs, those being 3 501st Troopers, 2 Battle Droids, and the 501st Jet Trooper. Now, let's look at each figure individually. The first figure we're going to be looking at, of course, the 501st Clone Trooper. This trooper is amazing. LEGO did a great job, and I'm so glad we finally got the 501st Battle Pack. We asked for 2 years before this set came out, but it finally did, and it's so awesome. This figure is great. The helmet is amazing with that nice blue accent, with those gray showing like some cheeks like depth with the figure. Body armor is great. It looks great, especially with that blue, so it looks like just like he does in Universe. 2 small complaints I have is that I wish this top part would have been blue up until that elbow, because that's just how it is in Universe, and I think it would have looked a lot nicer if they would have done that. Also, the groin piece, or the hip piece, I believe, shouldn't have been, I think it should have been printed. Not necessarily black. Some people think it should have just been matte black. I don't agree with that. I think it should have just been printed, and I think it would have looked so much better. If LEGO would have done that, I think it would have looked great. Of course, leg printing and toe printing. And that confused me when I first got this figure. I was like, really? They're putting toe printing on a trooper? That's weird. But it's still cool to have. And that's not like weird, it's just never thought they'd do that. No side leg printing, back armor printing, which looks great. And of course, since this is 2020, we have the new clone head that looks very much more accurate to how the actor who plays the clones and Jango Fett look in Universe. Fun fact, all of the clones in the Star Wars and the prequels are actually all CGI. There was no armor produced. The head is real, but everything else is CGI. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, for comparison, here is the angry clone head that we had before, just so you can tell the difference between that and the new head. Okay, let's move on to the next figure. And the next figure, probably the most desirable, in my opinion, is the 501st Jet Trooper. And this figure is complete and utterly amazing. Let's be real. The body armor on this figure is great. Of course, again, I think that should have been printed, that hip piece. The leg printing the same, and the toe printing the same. Arms are blue, which looks great. And this helmet is really awesome. It looks just like he does in Battlefront 2, which I believe is where this figure is from. I don't know if he was in anything else. That's what I just know him from, because that is who I like playing as in that game. The nice printing with the nice red accents on it. Blue for showing death, and the nice blue top part on this helmet. Of course, Phase 2 helmet. On the back, we have this jetpack in blue, which LEGO... We got this jetpack in blue. Why couldn't we have gotten Boba Fett's jetpack from 2021 from the Slave 1 in the actual green color it should have been? Just going to throw that out there. Like you're ever going to see this. Of course, Phase 2 clone head. Or not Phase 2 clone head. New clone head. I don't know what fans are calling it yet. I just call it new clone head. And of course, back body armor, which looks great. Still continuing that blue design. The rest is generic and normal that we've had on all the other figures in this set. Overall, this figure is great, and I really like him. And the last figure of this set is the Battle Droid. I've said it time and time again, this figure is perfect. LEGO can't do anything to make him better, and I don't think they ever will. He looks awesome. Of course, the bent arm, the straight arm, comes with a chrome blaster, and his two legs are together. I don't think LEGO could ever take him apart. If they could, that'd be really cool, but I don't think it's possible. This figure is perfect. I don't think LEGO can make him better. With that being said, let's move on to the builds. Here are the two builds of this set, that being the speeder bike and the AT-RT. So let's get on to play features. First, the play features for the speeder bike are as followed. You can put, of course, a clone in this driver seat, and you can hook up these driver handles, or I don't know what you'd call them, handlebars, up to the trooper, so he can look like he's driving, which I think is really cool. On the front, of course, two stud shooters, which we'll get into when we get to the design, that can shoot, and I just shot one to show you that they work. I don't know why I'd have to show you that. On the bottom here is this nice little, like, hand holder, I call it, that you can swoosh, sloosh, and swish the speeder bike around like he's going to shoot some battle droids, which is really cool in my opinion. Now, let's move on to the play features of the AT-RT. This one has one of the same play features as the other set did, which is you can take a clone and you can set him up on top so he's driving the AT-RT, which is really cool. Next play feature, you already saw it. These legs can move. Of course they can. What set doesn't have moving legs? That should. They can move back and forth, and you actually see that in my Battle of the Clones stop motion, which you guys should watch if you haven't. It's great. Part 2 should come out hopefully the beginning of next month, and I can't wait for you to see how it ties into everything and the story, because I think the story is going to be great, and I think you're going to like it. There's also the stud shooter on the front that you can move around and shoot at other battle droids, which we'll get into when we look at the design. On the back here, it holds this nice sniper rifle and these binoculars for this clone trooper, which you also see being used in that same stop motion. It also has this. I don't think this was intentional. It might have been, but I guess kids could use it as like a radio tower, like, hey, I'm contacting. But I don't think that was frankly designed correctly for the set. It might have been. I don't know. I'm not a LEGO designer. Okay, so now let's move on to design. Okay, let's move on to the design of the speeder bike. And I think this speeder bike was designed great. Some people say it's too big. I really don't have a problem with it. It's big, but it's not huge. It's not bigger than it should be, really. I think it would have been better if it's a little smaller, but it's not that bad. There's a few stickers on this build, being here, 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 and here, which some people like stickers. I don't like a lot of them. I like pieces to be printed, but stickers aren't horrible. I really like how they use these guns for blasters and these accent pieces to make it look nice. Also, I like this next night shield on the top. I really think it adds design. And these stud shooters. I frankly don't have a problem with them. Some people do. If you don't like them, you can take them off. I think it looks fine, and I think it really adds to the set. I really like this back build and that bottom part. I think it really adds to the overall design. Now let's move on to the design of the ATRT. Some people say the ATRT is too big. I think it's designed fine. Some people also say it's too small, but that's what they wanted. They wanted a small ATRT, and that's what they gave us. And I think it's great. The legs, of course, designed really well. There's a sticker here, and that is mimicked on the other side. The bottom foot build, I think, looks great. It's a little chubby, but it's fine. Again, there's quite a few stickers, like the two I shown, the 501st logo here and here, this arrow piece here, and a piece here. I think they should have been printed. Again, I don't like stickers that much, but they're okay. The side build here with this engine, I think, is really cool, and that's mimicked, of course, on both sides. And this back holding piece is really cool. The top cockpit bit is also really nice with this nice handlebar, this control panel, and I really like these two bulbs for some reason. I think they look really cool. Now, let's move into the elephant of the room, the stud shooter. Some people hate them, some people love them, which I don't know who loves them. But I think the stud shooter just looks really out of place in this set. I think they should have added a long gun piece. I think that would have made it look 100 times better. Or just had a gun piece and no stud shooter. I think that would have looked great too. I think that could have made Rave all the complaints, because I think it looks weird with that just weird stubby looking stud shooter on the top. I keep it on there just because why not? But some people taken off and replaced it, which I think I'm going to do. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But once I do that, I think it's going to be great. But again, I think that should have been changed. Okay, overall, I think this set says for ages 7 and up, and I agree with that. The building isn't hard. I mean, for the people that are buying this are usually buying it just for the figures, but the people who are buying it for the builds too, I think it's not that hard. I think a 7-year-old could easily build this set. Okay, now let's look at everything all together. Okay, so here's everything together. I displayed it in a battle type scenario. I thought it looked cool, and I hope you like it, because I think I'll display it like this from now on. But here is the set all together. Overall, I think this set gets a 9.5 out of 10. The only drawbacks being this stud shooter, and I think they should have just displayed these two battle droids, maybe traded it in for another clone trooper. I think that would have made it look maybe better, because, you know, they're out of place. I don't know how these two guys could take on this bunch of clone troopers. I mean, it's happened in the past. Maybe they could. But that's everything in the set. Be on the lookout for Crisis Part 2. And don't drink and drive. Goodbye, everyone.